Hi, Dr. Bowen here, and I want to talk to you about your gap. Uh, Not the thigh gap, but your general adaptive potential. So I'm going to have a whiteboard here. Just going to write adaptive potential. General adaptive potential. Now, I don't like to write on this because, with the way I film, that a lot of times the image is mirrored, but we'll just start with this and we'll go with it. So basically what that is we have on a daily basis upper limit of 100% of able to adapt and a 0% ability to adapt. So this up here is 100%. And this down here is 0%. Okay? And we are somewhere along that continuum. And as we go, I'm going to do a different color here. Maybe, we'll see. But as our life goes along, we travel along this route. Okay? Whenever we're first born, most of us are at 100%. And then down there at that 0%, guess what that is? That down there is a big ol' skull and crossbones. That is where death is, down there. I know you love my writing potential. Okay, so as we're going along, we're somewhere up in this area, okay? But if we're in an accident or throughout our stressful lives, we slowly go down, okay? If we don't do anything about that, then this right here becomes our new normal, in between here and there. And so we're unable to adapt to our daily life nearly as much as we were before. And so, if we still don't do anything, it goes further and further down. And that's when, people are so stressed and they're angry all the time and they're unable to move and they just can't take it anymore because their GAP, their gap, is down here. They're unable to function in life like they should. And so what chiropractic does is it not only makes takes you from here to here, from the 100% to 0%, but as you start getting adjusted, you're able to come up here, and then as you fluctuate, then that comes up more and more and more, and your actual gap is along this. So say, you're at 80% here. One second, new color. Say this right here is 80%. If this is 80%, this line, then you are now functioning at 80%. Should something happen, you don't drop all the way back down there because your body is now used to being up here. It might be a little bit confusing to start, but what chiropractic does is it allows you to adapt on your daily environment. It allows you to avoid those things that are going to cause you to get further and further down to death. Now, of course, there's accidents, things happen. But the catastrophes that we hear, those problems where it's like, they were fine, but then all of a sudden they passed in their sleep, or they had this giant heart attack, or, something happened. That's because they were down here in this gap, way down there, and they weren't able to bring it up. So they were sitting down here, something catastrophic happened, and they unfortunately passed. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that your gap, your general adaptive potential, stays as high as it can, because whenever it stays high, it allows you to adapt to your daily life. It allows you to be able to adapt to things that pop up that you're not necessarily going to be aware of, that, you're like, where did that come from? And you might drop down a little bit, but if you're way up here, then you're going to bounce right back up. And by going to the chiropractor, that increases your gap. It increases your ability to live. It increases your potential. And, it's not just about bad backs. It's not just about headaches. It's about your life. It's about letting you live up in this higher range to be able to do the things you want, be able to enjoy your life, and be able to just live abundantly. And so, if you have any questions, please reach out. I know this is a short video and it's kind of messy. I could sit down with you and draw it out a lot nicer. But please let me know if there's anything I can do, because I would love to get your health and your gap from here all the way up to here. And it takes time and repetition, but there's people that never thought that would happen, that they were almost in wheelchairs coming in. I'm thinking of a lady, that she said, she hasn't been able to walk since it was 8 months that she wasn't able to really walk. She hobbled in on 2 canes and was barely able to get on the table. And after a period of care, I started talking to her, and she's, walking into the office better. And I said, hey, how's it going? And she's like, you know what? I've been walking 3 miles a day. Well, from using canes, 2 canes for 8 months, to be able to walk 3 miles a day in a period of 3 months, that's amazing. That potential went from low, and it was steadily increasing. So there's lots of those stories out there. There's lots of people that I see on a daily basis that live the kind of life. And if you need anything, please reach out. Please let me know. I'd love to be able to help. I'm here for you. I care for you. I think about you all the time. And that is why I'm making these videos, to try to help inspire you to live your best life, but also to help kind of demystify everything that's going on. Because, a lot of people come in and go, well, I lay down, push on my back a couple of times, I get up, and yeah, I feel great. But why do I need to come in? It's so quick. Like, you don't seem to do a whole lot. But there's really a whole lot that goes into it. It's just I've been doing it for a while, and I studied real hard. And, I'm not necessarily, I won't say that I'm a master at my craft, but I'm definitely an expert in what I do. And I'd like to say I'm a master, but I know that there's so much more potential even for me. And so please reach out. I'd love to help you. Thanks.